Charlotte. This is a very vulnerable moment for both of us. For you, obviously, because you're 2 weeks post revision rhinoplasty with the rib grafts.
Yeah.
For me, because I'm the one that did your nose the first time in 2016. Talk to me about this, because this is not something I ever see on social media. Surgeons have a hard time admitting that they have to revise their own work.
Okay.
It's like not a thing.
Okay. How do you feel about that?
As a surgeon, when I see a result that is either what I didn't intend or some force outside of my control, my first instinct is to feel defensive or, well, I did my best, or these are the things that are better about it, and just to kind of like focus on those things.
Yeah.
But when I saw your nose, I mean, it wasn't like a botched nose. It wasn't a disaster.
Yeah.
I think it just could have been a lot better.
Also, I didn't get any defensiveness from you at all.
Yeah.
Just
right.
FYI. Yeah.
Right. So I guess my question is, you came to me in 2016, I did your nose. I think you were, mostly happy, but there were big issues that for 8 years you've been living with. What led you to trust me to do it again?
Intuition. And I'm like, okay, my intuition really says this, and it usually turns out being right. I knew, like, I've seen your work since then. I knew it would turn out okay.
Well, it's more than okay. I mean,
it's great.
It's a dream. Obviously you're very swollen, and when we do this again in a couple of months or whatnot, we'll see a lot of the swelling go down. I love the changes, obviously straightening your nose, bringing the tip up. It's so cute, but it's not cutesy. It's not too overly done. Obviously, again, when this swelling goes down and you get a lot more tip definition, that's when we'll really celebrate.
Yeah.
Talk me through what your experience has been this time, and then maybe we can kind of talk about 2016.
It's definitely been different. I had way less bruising, like considerably less bruising, less swelling, less discomfort. First week was still a post-op week.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I wasn't on vacation or anything, but I love it.
Yeah.
I'm really happy. There's no doubt this time.
Well, I've been loving all your posts. In fact, I forgot you had made an entire post about your rhinoplasty journey in 2016.
I did.
Rhino Charlotte. Right?
I did. Yeah.
And I think it was so interesting because in 2016, and we're going to show you your original nose.
Yeah.
You had a lot of issues,
Had a lot of
right?
yeah.
You had a lot of
Had a lot of notes. That's what I was gonna say.
You had a lot of notes.
It was a lot to work with.
But what's so interesting, what I've learned over the last 8 years, just this last time we did your nose, is that when a nose is really large, unless you kind of address all the different issues, then new issues can emerge. You were always so gracious because there were a lot of things that we achieved, like we brought the hump down, we did this and that, and then you started having a family and you had a child and you deferred things. But there's a few things that I'm really happy about. First, obviously, my techniques have gotten a lot better and different, and we can already enjoy that with your outcome.
Yeah.
The other part is that all the attention to the preoperative process, what we do during surgery to minimize your bruising and pain, and I think you really enjoyed that.
But I went back and I was like, I was so black and blue under my eyes, and it's all, I mean, we did a lot more, right? So we did the turbinate reduction, we did the septoplasty. I think also we were like trying to be really conservative at the time to like make it to look like me. I'm not even sure if that's what I mean, but like it's a different experience this time around, but in a really, really good way. Sometimes art is not finished, or you look back at it later and you're like, okay.
Yeah, sometimes art is not finished.
That's what, people argue that art is never finished, right? There's always something, because I come from an art background too.
Yeah.
Get it?
That's profound.
It's true.
Your nose is specific, again, not to get too technical, but you have a challenging architecture of your nose because your cartilages go straight up, which is what caused that big original ball. It took special maneuvers. I literally had to completely relocate your cartilages.
Interesting.
And that is a very advanced maneuver. It's one of the most advanced things that you can do in rhinoplasty.
Okay.
And you probably would have benefited from that in 2016.
Yeah.
I just wasn't there yet in terms of my technical
and that's fun, and that's
armamentarium. But now we are, and now we're enjoying the
my gosh. Yes, very much so. I know a lot of people would say to me, like, I don't see anything wrong with your nose. Like, why are you doing it again? And I'm like, well, we always see our own imperfections more. So now that I've done it, people that I know really well are like, no, I want to do mine. Like, it's so good looking. It's so perfect. I want to do mine now. I'm like,
yeah. I want to thank you. I always say that this is a partnership. And I think this is like the perfect example of it because we've known each other for nearly a decade.
Or not.
we're not that old.
Well, no.
Yeah, you did it when you were like, what, 16?
Yeah.
But I wanted to thank you for your continued confidence and trust in me as a person, as your surgeon, and I couldn't be more happy for your early results.
Of course. Thank you so much. Thank you, baby. You are the best.
Thank you. Thank you.